Hi guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Rangers. We're about to take on Dundee United at Ibrox. Celtic don't play until tomorrow, they're down at Ayr. So it's a chance to go 6 points clear before they play that game of course. Home as I say to Dundee United who are second, we're now third. We're 2 points behind Hearts, 2 games in hand over them of course. 1 behind Dundee United with the game in hand. Chance obviously to overtake them by beating them here. So we've beaten them 3 times, we've got 1 draw out of them. But they've never beaten us. Morelos and Cardoso unfortunately missing. McGinn is doubtful, but his fitness test actually says he is capable. Cardoso will come out excuse me, for Ivanildo Fernandez. And Cardoso will come off the bench. Yeah, for Andy Gilmore, we'll throw the young man on the bench. Obviously Odsonne Edouard will start. And we will put... What do we put on the bench? We'll put Zach Rudden on the bench. Why no? Screw it. Let's put him on the bench. Nobody else from the reserves going to go on the bench today, I don't think. So that will leave a first team lineup of Fulton, Byram, Fernandez, Wallace, Borthwick, Jackson, Barjonas, Cataldi, O'Halloran, Henderson, Afif and Edouard. And look at Akram Afif, by the way, 8 goals already. Akram Afif this season in 8 starts. Last season he managed 9 goals, of course that's 9 league goals, 11 total, and he's already got 8 total this season. The Champions League qualifiers obviously contributing to that quite a bit. But not a bad return from Akram Afif, who's starting to really look a good player off that left hand side. 4-4-2 from Dundee United here today. I actually want to have a wee look at something I just spotted there as I clicked off of that. Send the assistant Bert Conterman to the press conference, and what I want to take a little look at is one of the players in their back line because he looked like a wee regen. Wasn't Bruno Perrone? He's a Brazilian of some kind. There we go, Max Woods playing for Dundee United today. He looks a pretty decent player. We did get a scout report who said he wasn't that great, but let's try and get another report on him and see what they say. Came from Pollock. Semi-professional, surely they're an amateur team. What kind of guy have they got? Liam Rowan, was it Falkirk? Anyway, digressing a little bit there. We'll go back into the game just now, but want to get a little report on him as Morgan delivers it for Dundee United. It's too deep. Fernandez away. Henderson now can lead a break. Go on Henderson, pick a pass. Oh, it's a great ball out to Afif. Nice camera angle for that one, but they're getting a bit far away now. Afif for Edouard, takes a nice touch, holds it up. Barjonas arrives, space, shoots, and it's a great save actually by Rogers. Is that Danny Rogers? We'll see if it is in a moment. Barjonas should be a bit more clinical for me there. It sends it in, it's headed away by Colclough. And Keaton's completing the clearance for Dundee United. It does look like it is Danny Rogers in goal for Dundee United with an excellent save to deny Barjonas the early goal. Bossing possession here though. Above 60%, and it should only be a matter of time. Wallace, Cataldi, Barjonas, we're just playing through them now. Oh, lovely to Henderson and Edouard. Byram for O'Halloran, lovely play, in quickly, low. Cuts it back, Cataldi arrives, and what a finish by Danilo Cataldi. Honestly, what a signing he's been. The Italian man from Lazio, what a player. What a player. And 20 minutes gone, it's 1-0 Rangers, and it's pretty much par for the course so far. We've not been spectacular today, but we're obviously doing enough to get the lead. Afif playing poorly actually after we highlighted him before the game. Hamilton beating Dundee, so the man Koulibaly getting the goal there. There's not really much to comment on today. It's just business as usual, playing a game, trying to get 3 points. Borthwick Jackson, Henderson, back to him. No. Goes all the way back to Murray Wallace. Cataldi, the goal scorer. Wallace again. Asked to pick a pass. Good ball to O'Halloran. Holding it up. Henderson. Oh, lovely back heel to Cataldi, who can pick a pass for Afif, who pinches it off the defender. Oh, and there's the finish. Akram Afif, 9th goal of the season. He's now only 2 goals off his total for the entirety of last season. And it's a lovely finish. Just after we're criticising him there, it must have heard us. And it's a lovely finish, and it's 2-0 to Rangers at half-time. Passionately, very happy with the way things are going, and everything just looks rosy for us at the start of this season. I'll bring on Ryan Jack for Barjona, so we're down at 72% just now. As we kick off the second half, and everything, as I say, at Ibrox just looking rosy. Henderson tees up a free kick, and it'll be over the bar. It is Danny Rogers, just confirmation there at the bottom in the text. Wallace's header away though. Edward, chance now. Oh, lovely ball over the top. O'Halloran, does he have the finish? He goes himself. Oh, just wide. And he's turned himself into such an important player, Michael O'Halloran. A real proper out-and-out winger. Pace up and down that right-hand side, and has a good end product most of the time. Is going to have to come off with an injury, sadly. Jordan Houston will continue his development as a right-back by coming on for the injured O'Halloran. And we'll give 10 minutes to young Gilmore at the back. He can come on for Murray Wallace, as I say, just for 10 minutes. Andy Gilmore just to develop a little bit. I can see young Gilmore being a starting player here in the future. It's not a good day to be a fan of a Dundee side. Dundee United going down convincingly here and up at Tens Park. Koulibaly has a hat-trick as Hamilton are pounding Dundee 4-1. As Rogers will take the kick, it should be the whistle. Keating's going after this one, away by Fernandez. Morgan picking it up. Lewis Morgan, obviously signing for Celtic in real life. Lewis Morgan playing for Dundee United here. Gonna have a look at him in a little minute, actually, see how he's getting on. But I was about to say we're half a minute over the allotted time now, but the whistle does go 2-0. Not super convincing, but it was an easy job done. Cataldi, the man of the match as well. Let's have a little look at Lewis Morgan. There he's there. 23 years of old. 23 years old, years of age just now. Getting on pretty well, actually. 4 appearances, 2 assists, a 7.53 for Dundee United. Last season he did well for Dundee United too. Let's have a wee scout report on him, actually. See how he's getting on there. McCrory does okay for Partick. For Partick, Robbie McCrory, the goalkeeper. Marco Milanese does okay as well. Fopala not playing great as Livingston beat Motherwell. Danny Finlayson not playing well at all, despite getting a clean sheet for Morton against Wraith. Gordon Payton playing okay for Alloa. Ryan Hardy not playing great for St Mirren. Ross McCrory not playing well at all for Ross County. Leiden playing okay. Dapple Mabudi playing very well, actually, on the left hand side for Hamilton as they smashed Dundee, but no goals sadly for Mabudi. And we're on to the Queen of the South game next. Although, what I will do... Oh, nice. Rangers 12 games won in a row is a new record. Excellent. What I do want to look at is the schedule for the Champions League, just in case anybody was wondering what order these games are going to come in. So it's going to be Milan at Ibrox to kick it off, which will be an exciting start to the next episode. Exciting finish to the next episode. St Johnstone, obviously, the first game there. It'll be Milan, and then it'll be Real Madrid in Madrid. Then it'll be Dortmund in Germany. Then it'll be Dortmund back at Ibrox, and we'll finish at... then we'll play at San Siro, and we'll actually finish with Real Madrid at Ibrox. So that's the order that those tough games are going to come at us. We'll relish playing them, of course, but I think they might knock our momentum a little bit. Oh, Celtic with a 4-2 victory, despite conceding 2 goals to Alan Forrest, who I believe is James Forrest's brother. Do we know that here? No, we don't know that there. Looks a decent player, actually, for Ayr. Scoring the 2 penalties, of course, for Ayr here. Got man of the match, but it was simple for Celtic, really, in the end. They were 1-0 down, and then it was 1 each, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1 before Ayr got a consolation. But a simple victory for Celtic, as you'd expect, away at an Ayr side who've lost their their 4 games so far that they've played. David Bates not playing particularly great for them, but you'd expect that up against Celtic. And our lead over Celtic remains only the 3 points. But going into September, that's more than I could have expected. Obviously, you expect them to fly out the traps and win their first 6 or something. So being ahead of them at all is pretty nice right about now. Falkirk want to take Bednarchuk. I'd want him to be a key player, to be honest. Well, they find that acceptable. I'm going to let him go to Falkirk as a key player. I made the decision to loan you out so you can continue your development. Depending on how that progresses, we'll reevaluate your position in the squad on your return. Okay, so hopefully he goes and gets lots and lots of game time at Falkirk in the Scottish Premiership. He stepped up. He was at League One, then he stepped up to the Championship, and now he's stepping up to the Premiership. So hopefully he can keep progressing. And just as I've seen here, Celtic have signed Artur Sobiek, the Polish striker, 30-year-old Polish striker. He's not a bad player at all, but I actually think they could do better than that. So I'm not too disappointed. Obviously, he was at Hanover, and then he was at Darmstadt. He scored quite a few goals for them. Then he actually went to Lille here. They signed him with 3.6. Didn't really do much for them at all. Went to Rapid for 800k. Didn't do much. And Celtic have just spent 1.7 on him. Bit of a strange signing for me. Oh, whoa. I did not expect this bid. Sporting Lisbon have made a bid for Maximiliano Oliveira, starting at 5.25 million, monthly instalments of 1.7 million, which will see it reach roughly a 7 million valuation. If he makes 50 appearances in the league, we'll get another $1.5 million. Per league appearance, we'll be getting 75k for 10 games, obviously making it 750k. And after 10 international games, we'll get 750k again. Will he be playing 10 international games? I don't think so. He got 12 Uruguay caps, possibly. Do you know what? I'm taking it. Because we've got Dimitri Mitchell there, we've got Borthwick Jackson. I think somebody else can play right back at an absolute push, so I think we're going to take that. That's good money for him. Dundee wanting Zach Rudden as a rotational player. I'm no pleased with that. Rotation's not enough. Stranraer taking a young boy as a first team player. Fine. Oliveira's going to go to Sporting. Parting comment to Oliveira: you've been a fantastic servant and you're welcome back. He's had a great time here. You've really helped me improve my game. I'd love to come back one day. Well, there you go. Maximiliano Oliveira. Let's just have a little review of his time at the club. One of the players we're selling who has not been a bad player for us whatsoever. He's an acquaintance. He appreciates our position as manager. That's fine. We don't need him to be our best friend. He likes the Uruguayan manager. Presumably he's not still the manager of Uruguay, but he likes that chap. Nothing else really to say here. He's done well in his time here. You know, he was a bit sketchy. The first season we signed him there for 1.7. He came on though last season, played really well, played a big part. He was a starting left back, of course, in that title win. And this season, no appearances thus far in the league. He's played a little bit. He's played three starts and one off the bench in continental competition. So he's not done bad at all. And he leaves, in terms of his milestones here as Rangers manager, landmarks, he leaves with 2 Scottish Cups and of course the league title to his name, and obviously part of the double winning squad of last season. So not a bad player, not a bad bit of business, good profit made on him. And Maximiliano Oliveira, we'll see how you get on at Sporting. We'll track him and his career, see how he does. We wish him the best for the future. He gets 10% of the fee, which kind of sucks, but there you go. John McGinn wants to know why we let him go. He's a leader in the squad. No, is that his problem? Yeah, he was a leader in the dressing room, will be missed. He wasn't the only leader. I'm confident he won't be missed that much, and he accepts it. Well, that was easy. My authority, and I'm not going to replace him at all. By the way, I'm just going to bank that money. If we have a little look at the club finances, actually, we'll see how much of a percentage of that money we're actually going to receive. I'm not going to reinvest it. I'm happy with the squad. We'll make our way to January without actually looking at it. And as you see up here, we get 100% of that money as transfer kitty. So we have 12 million in the transfer budget just now. and we're under the wage budget by about 60 grand, so we're pretty financially powerful at the moment actually. Let's have a little scout on some of the guys down here. Who's this? Hernan Perez? Nah, he's too old. We just scout a couple of guys. And these are transfer listed players. No, they're not. What are these players? These are just wingers. So if we look for lads who are on the transfer list, Lewis McLeod, Ryan Christie actually, interestingly enough, for 7 and aye right. It's a hell of a fee they're wanting for Ryan Christie. I don't think there's anything really that we want to. There's nobody really here we want to pick up, I don't think. Who's Ricardo Ferreira, the goalkeeper? He's okay. Christian Clements, nah. I don't think there's anybody we really want to be taking a look at here on the transfer list. Let's just sort it by recommended in case. Dominic Ball. Yeah, the man who did have a loan season at Rangers down in the Championship. Meh, he looks a kind of bang average. Alessandro Mackay, the goalkeeper's fine, but whatever. Chris Cadden, decent player, but nah. We're not going to reinvest the money. We're just going to keep that 12 million. We're going to keep it ticking over. And the idea being that eventually, in the future, when a real big transfer becomes available, likes of a, I'm trying to think here, the kind of level you can expect to attract. We'll put it this way, as Celtic, I signed, what's he called? Anthony Martial. So you can get some ridiculous players. That's pretty much the end of that thought. So Salernitana here in Serie A want to take Akram Afif on loan. Absolutely no chance, no way, no how. Let's make sure transfer status, loan status, unavailable for loan. And Real Betis have made a bid of up to 3 million when he's worth 7.5 and is a key player. No thanks. I wonder about the bids the AI makes sometimes. So for example, they've massively lowballed us there on Akram Afif, which obviously we've flat out rejected. I'd expect 15 million plus to take him now, especially in the form he's in at the start of the season. And then they've came in for Oliveira and kind of overpaid, if you ask me. I would probably have punted Oliveira for like 5 million. And they're giving us a possible 8 million in the end up, I think. Yeah, so Celtic obviously spending the most in the league with 14.25 million. Let's have a look at a roundup of their business actually, and see what we're dealing with. So they've kind of went for a bit of a scattergun approach, it appears. They brought in, we got down to Yuri Tielemans. They brought in Scott Arfield, who's played one game and one game off the bench for them and done okay. Charlie Taylor, 2.2 million, the left back there. He'll be a good player for them. Hasn't featured yet, but he will be a good player, of course. Coming from playing in the Premier League. Liam McDonald from Berwick must be a youngster. Not sure about that one. Craig Rowan, that's another youngster, striker. Now he looks a decent he looks a decent lad. They've done good business getting him for 72k, I think. Sobiek for 1.7 we've already looked at. Grant Hanley from Santos Laguna. He'll probably be a decent player for them, I think. I think so. He's done well. He's done well in Mexico. Although Rangers fans will know that doesn't really mean much. And Nicholas Nkulu actually they brought in from Lyon as well. So they've strengthened significantly, I would say, with a lot of those players. And 21.5 million is our record income apparently. Training report, Andy Gilmore doing well, which we like to see. Young Gilmore will be featuring against Queen of the South now. And where are we here? Johnny Robson on loan from Aberdeen was played of the month down in League 2. Stirling Albion's Gareth Harris on loan from Rangers was second, so he's getting on well. The young winger there, good for him. Harvey St Clair was Young Player of the Month, then it was Bert Jonas, then Harry Cochrane. We'll have a wee look at Harvey St Clair. Harry Cochrane still doesn't look that great. And obviously, ourselves, Manager of the Month. what I was going to do though is look up this young man, Amin Karawi, who I signed for Celtic and was an immense player out on the left hand side, so good. So I just want to have a wee scout at him and see what the report says on him. Obviously, as I say, we can't move for MD now that the window's shut, but we're just beginning now to scout people for January. That's how quickly it is that we get through one window and we're thinking about the next one. Oh, there you go. Current financial status, rich. That's what we want to see. It's taken us, what, three seasons to get here? 3 full seasons to get in a position where we are considered rich. So that's something. Does it still tell you the... Yeah, it doesn't tell you the value of the club here anymore like it used to. Oh well. However, match time. We've played Queen of the South once before and we won that game. Oh, Andy Gilmour's away with Scotland under 19s and he can't play this game. That is a darn shame. Ivanildo Fernandez is also away with Cape Verde, so he can't play. Don't tell me I'm going to have to play Ithami. Let's see, we have any young centre backs who can play? My God, there's tons of them. What about Gordon Colley? How does he look? He's more physical than anything else. What about Ollie Cook? He's 22 years of age. Do you know what? We'll bring up Ollie Cook. Why no? Give him a wee game. Give him his debut since he signed, what, some 3 years ago or something now. Okay, he's never going to make it at Rangers, but at this point we're in a pinch, so we might as well stick him in there. Ithami can come on the bench, I guess. Jordan Houston will start on the right wing. Tim Gallagher will be on the bench. Barjonas is actually coming out and Ryan Jack will start. What about Gamboa? Gamboa in for Byram, I suppose. Might as well let the Costa Rican play. He is Costa Rican, isn't he, Gamboa? He is Costa Rican. Aye, so might as well let him play. Wes Fodringham, I suppose, can also play. Dimitri Mitchell for Borthwick Jackson. Haksabanovic for Afif. And we're going to start Zach Rudden too. We're ringing the changes today, but I expect to see them go out there and put in a strong performance and beat this Queen of the South side. A 4-4-2 from Queen of the South. Denny Johnson up front for them. Ian Weigel's playing too. Scott Fox, the goalkeeper. Ricky Foster there, obviously. So they've got a decent team, actually, Queen of the South, but I still expect us to win this game. Fodringham and Gamboa liking the team talk. We're going to skip any tunnel interviews and such and just get out there and play. Big day for Zach Rudden today, actually. He's flattered to deceive most of the time when we've given him a chance. But we've still got a good core of players in there. Wallace is playing, Cataldi's playing, Henderson's playing. Ryan Jack pinching it. Haksabanovic now has a chance. He's going to go himself, isn't he? Haksabanovic, oh, it's a terrible effort. Right into Scott Fox's arms. And really, if he'd have just rolled it to the side, Zach Rudden had an absolute tap in there. Wrong decision from Haksabanovic. It's a big game for a lot of these young players, though. As Gamboa throws it to Henderson. Takes a nice touch. I'd like to get Henderson off as well as soon as possible because he is a bit knackered. It's in for Rudden, who heads it, and it's an acrobatic save from Scott Fox. That was one for the cameras from Scott Fox. But well done to Rudden, at least, for winning the header and flicking it goalward. Not exactly a packed house here at Ibrox today for this one. But we're controlling the game well, at least. I'm pleased with that. Wallace, Haksabanovic, Henderson. Haksabanovic again, overlap from Mitchell, back to Jack. Good play. We're still keeping a nice shape of the team here. Oh, it's a good ball from Cataldi, but Marshall reads it well. Oof, Cook giving it right to Vigers with that header. McLean in behind Cook for Denny Johnson. There's a huge chance now advancing on Fodringham. Oh, and he's blown it. Thank God for that. Bit dodgy for Ollie Cook there. Gave the ball away and it got played in right behind him. But the way the team is playing, as I was saying, the shape of the team and everything, it looks very similar to how we play when the first 11's out here. So I'm happy with that at the very least, even if we've been a bit wasteful. I think possibly Zach Rudden's going to come off. I think we'll put young Gallagher in for Henderson though. So we'll put Odsonne Edouard up top, get a bit more quality on the front line there, but we're also going to give Tim Gallagher a chance on for Liam Henderson. Tim Gallagher and Andy Gilmore, the two players that we're looking to bring through this season. Cataldi nicks it, and then it's nicked back by Queen of the South. They're giving us a decent game here. If we're not careful, we could end up getting caught 1-0 or something. Cataldi to Edouard, good ball. Odsonne Edouard started to look a pretty decent player for us as well. Oh, but it's nicked back. Dingwall now, he's got Denny Johnson up there too. It's a good ball. Denny Johnson's going to run us. Oh, plays it outside for McLean. Chance to deliver. Huge chance to start the half. Away by Wallace though. Let's break. Come on, Haksabanovic forward for Edouard. Good ball. He gives us a really solid out ball actually, Odsonne Edouard. He's a huge target man up there, but he's really started to hold it up. When he first signed for us and he was only, 19 or something, when we punted it to him, it just went to the defender a lot of the time. Oh, and there he is. Odsonne Edouard. He doesn't even take a minute to sink Danilo Cataldi's pass into the top corner. There's that 1-goal lead that we were needing. And nobody's really let themselves down today. That's the best you can say for everybody, I suppose. That was always a worry coming into this game, that somebody would let themselves down. I'm actually going to throw on Athame just now. You never thought you'd see him in a Rangers shirt again. You probably hoped you would never see him in a Rangers shirt again. But Murray Wallace needs a bit of a break at the moment. Looking a bit tired out there. Cook out wide for Gamboa. Last thing we need is Murray Wallace tearing a hamstring or something. Cataldi to Gallagher. We are a bit short on centre backs. Edouard, Haksabanovic, good play. Cataldi, another creative ball from him. It's Houston. I'm going to say that was a shot come cross there. He wasn't really sure what to do with it. Still only 1-0 here, but Queen of the South still in the game. I recall a very similar game before that we played in seasons gone by where we didn't smash the team, but they didn't really create anything, so it was comfortable with it being emphatic. Athame goes for Gallagher. It's a lovely header actually by the young man to find Houston. Go on, run them Houston, show me you're a winger. Oh, beats him. Whip it. Odsonne Edouard across the man, can't get there. Tim Gallagher, whose picture for some reason is a wee bald guy, which pretty sure he had hair. Fairly sure he has hair. Oh, he's a wee bald guy. Did he not have hair? I'm sure he had hair. Anyway. He seems to have hair as he's running about in the park here, but whatever. Yep, forward Gallagher, down to Cataldi, over the top. It's a great ball. Edouard now, can he make it 3? It'll be I was going to say it'll be a tough one to score for there. Smashes it, but unfortunately off the post. I think just as Queen of the South are tiring, we seem to be getting more chances. And could we make it 3 just for the corner, just to round things off? Whipped in. Oh, I thought Big Athame was going to score there for a second. Go on, Cataldi. Nope, Fordyce gets there ahead of Cataldi. Up to Dingwall. Is there a consolation goal for Queen of the South? McLean tries to play it in behind the ancient Spaniard. Oh no, it's actually Ollie Cook, and he's given away a penalty. Great debut for Ollie Cook. Gives away a penalty. I'm just going to tell him to tighten up now. As Fordyce against Fodringham, and it's in. It's 2-1 now. Callum Fordyce with his first goal for Queen of the South this season, and we've got a couple of minutes now to survive in extra time, but I expect we'll do it. Tighten up, 15 seconds to go. We're going to get through the game with a 2-1 win. I suppose I'm pleased overall. We played some young lads today. Obviously Tim Gallagher, actually what's now the winning goal. Jordan Houston playing as a winger, actually setting up Haksabanovic there, and we've hit them late on to make it 3-1. But yeah, Jordan Houston playing as a winger today. Obviously playing Ollie Cook at the back, he's not done well at all, let's just be honest. As it's driven in, headed away by Gamboa, Gallagher flicks it on, and it is 3-1. 3-1. I'm interested when we leave this game if Tim Gallagher still has no hair. Well done, lads, for the win. As we go into the international break now, we hammer Queen of the South, and Tim Gallagher still has no hair. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe he didn't have hair. I thought he did. And of course that means we're playing Partick in the quarter-final of that cup. Who are the holders of that cup again? St Johnstone. Interesting. Interesting. St Johnstone's still in it, of course. Ollie Cook making his debut. Cataldi on form, which has been the case for most of the season. Danilo Cataldi. Yeah, I mean, 7.99. Wow. What a player he is, man. 4 stars, of course. Just looking at an absolute top quality player, Cataldi. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. Just closed out, of course, the transfer window there. 2 more victories for us domestically. 5 goals scored and the 1 conceded. Good game time for some of the youngsters there against Queen of the South as well. But looking ahead to that next episode, we're taking on St Johnstone up at McDiarmid Park, which is not an easy game, by the way. Away from home, we've been smashed there a couple of times. Obviously, we're a much different team, though, than we've went up there in the past. So I'm confident we can go up there, play to our abilities, and of course, come away with the 3 points and keep this juggernaut going. And then, of course, the interesting game next time, we've got AC Milan. But we're at Ibrox. Is there a sneaky wee chance of a victory there? I think there could be. How long is Morelos out for? 2 to 5 weeks. So he probably misses that game against AC Milan. What about Cardoso? Cardoso, 3 to 6 weeks. Yeah, so they're probably both out. So it's going to be a big day for Odsonne Edouard up top against Milan. See how he can do. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Good solid victories for us once again as I say, the train keeps on rolling here. So if you've enjoyed the episode, please leave a like down below on the video. I've noticed the numbers actually, going up in terms of the likes recently. So I greatly appreciate that, by the way. I know I say it all the time, but it really is true. I do appreciate that. Seeing those likes go up. And of course, if you want to follow the series here on the channel, you could subscribe, which I'd be really grateful for. But mostly, as I always say, I just want to say thank you for watching. And of course, next time, away at McDiarmid Park, and then we host Milan.